It's episode 3 and today's entertainment deals with hidden gems, and we have a great one for you. As always, we have the Wrestling Report where we go through the results of NXT Revenge Week 2. Wrestling news, world news, everything important that deserves one's attention. And because of the subject matter, we have Dumbass of the Day again, and today's choice will ruffle a lot of feathers. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Long time. Love that we are back entertaining fans of cinema, and I'm back to bring fans hidden gems, movies that may not got the love they truly deserve from their first run or just forgotten over time. So, sit back and enjoy some awesome popcorn. A humanoid lands on Earth and soon discovers he likes to eat Italian people. Detective McSorley, Ron Silver, an incompetent police officer, is the only one who knows what's going on. The rest of the police force thinks McSorley has gone nuts, while the alien continues eating the Italian population of New York City. It's definitely an acquired taste, pun intended. So good it's bad, is often thrown around, but this movie checks all the boxes. So, if you have a chance, find it and sit back and enjoy.
New York, the city that's seen it all, now has a visitor like no one it's ever seen. Eat and run. He's a space alien on vacation. 10,000 light years from home.
35 people have been reported missing in this city since yesterday. I want you to come up with some answers.
His name is Murray. He's here. And he's hungry.
Petty. That's not food, that's me.
You're trying to tell me some creature from outer space is going around eating Italians?
A spear carrier is coming from the wings, my lord. He is eating Luciano Pavarotti.
He's entered a weird world.
How was it for you?
Where relationships are intense.
How was what for me?
Where languages are intriguing.
The Prussian, Persian, Pasha, and this Pasha, Porsche puts pressure on the pusher who passes to a pisher. God!
And where passions can be intergalactic.
I'm a Gemini. I've had some time to think.
When?
When we were having sex.
Can Murray adjust to a new way of living? Can the Big Apple adjust to a new way of dining?
I think he wants to be alone with me.
Only love can break the heart. But only Murray would eat it.
Freeze! Bang, bang!
911 emergency.
There's a killer after me.
Please hold.
Eat and Run, the comedy you can sink your teeth into.
Now that was a blast. Politically incorrect and a stellar performance by Ron Silver. This movie was everything the 1980s represented and more. It tippy-toes the line between horror and comedy mixed with utter incoherency, which makes this movie do much fun. No, it's not an Oscar-worthy movie, but it's a fun movie that took a subject and said hell with it and do it. Well, thanks for spending time with us. Now to the news.
Week 2 of NXT Revenge is in the books. Number 1, North American Championship. Miles Bourne vs. Dion Lennox with Dark State. Bourne refused to allow a pin attempt and began to exchange strikes. Sugars tried to get involved again but bumped heads with Lennox, followed by a Bourne again for the champion to retain. Number 2, Joe Hendry vs. Keanu Carver. Keanu followed up with a series of elbow smashes on Hendry until the referee called for the bell because Hendry could not defend himself. This was a decent match with the right booking for the future. Carver and Hendry did not have the chemistry to sell a lengthy heated match but could work to build Carver up as a threat. Number 3, Men's Speed Championship Tournament Final. Lexis King vs. EK Prosper with Birthright. Once again, the distractions played too big a role for the match to flow, especially for a contest that was only able to go 4.5 minutes. Prosper's style works well for the speed format while King is too methodical for this style. He had control of the match for too long for any story to develop beyond Birthright's interruptions. Lexis King is the new speed champion. Number 4, Women's North American Championship. Tatum Paxley vs. Blake Monroe casket match. The champion brought out her dollhouse as a weapon, but it was Monroe that dropkicked her into it. The two battled in and out of the casket until they fought on top of it. Monroe went for a glamour shot, but Tatum countered into a Spanish fly. Monroe fired back with a fire extinguisher and an elevated glamour shot. Tatum used Monroe's fake title to block the casket door closing. Monroe brings diamonds but Tatum does the cemetery drive to retain the North American Championship. Number 5. Main event. Last woman standing. Girlfriend fight of the century. Zarya vs Sol Ruka. Zarya sent Ruka through the announce table with an F5, but Ruka found her footing to stay in the fight. The two set up tables underneath the stage. Ruka blasted Zarya with a piece of the announce table and went to the top of the stage. Zarya met her on the stage and went for a spear but took a Sol snatcher for a near 10 count. Zarya tricked Ruka into not knocking her down, then tossed her through the table for the win. Zarya wins and Sol Ruka moves to Raw. Now to the only wrestling news that matters.
Now for all the wrestling news that matters. Dynamite for tonight will be loaded. The new world champion Darby Allin will be in action with his first title defense against Tommaso Ciampa. Also on the card, United Empire teammates will be facing each other. Fellow Englishman Will Ospreay faces Australia's beefy man Mark Davis. We'll see Mina Shirakawa face Hikaru Shida. Also sticking with AEW. Triller TV officially announced the end of Eru, plus hopefully this is short term and things work out. While it was also rumored PWTs also ended their relationship, but this is unfounded and the owner Ryan Barkan denied any reports of this partnership ending. Also in AEW news, TNT champion Kevin Knight has expressed an interest in acting and has had the Hollywood bug biting him for ages. With AEW exposure, he feels he is ready to make that move. Also in wrestling news, there has been a lot of discussion about activities that occurred after and during WrestleMania weekend where fans have crossed the threshold and many wrestlers had negative experiences. The most notable was the interaction between Rude fans and CM Punk, where it led to Punk tossing the Rude fans' phone. Also TNA superstar Alina Black, WWE Cora Jade, also had a bad experience with a rude and pervy fan. It's sad that these idiots ruin it for others, and it should not be stated each time, but wrestlers are human and deserve their space. An interesting event took place at NXT Revenge Week 2. In a backstage event, NXT World Champion received a box with Japanese script which has the wrestling world abuzz with the debut of NJPW's Evil, so let's keep our eyes open for future events. The long-awaited trailer for Coyote vs. Acme was released and retired WWE superstar John Cena plays an interesting role in the movie. I'm sure the people who put out Toon Tuesday have an interest in that. Well, that is everything you need to know about wrestling and more. Now to the news that matters that isn't wrestling.
Ready for the news? There is a lot to talk about first. The conflict between the US and Iran has escalated, where Iran has shot at 3 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. This creates a double jeopardy moment where the ceasefire is in place but Iran is doing everything in its power to toy around it. Even the media is playing devil's advocate, which will only poke the bear more. Yesterday in Virginia, gerrymandering has gone full left mode, where they changed the map in their favor. What does this say and what's the big picture? The left-leaning Virginia will move more blue in the state where they didn't vote for winsome Earl Sears but a gun-grabbing representative who is overseeing the end of democracy, with liberals playing the fiddle in glee in a crazy realization. Europe furthers down the rabbit hole, where one crisis after another crisis is putting a real strain in the European Union, where there is immigration crisis added to the energy crisis mixed in with a cash crisis. A society who looks down at everything while burning all their bridges. There is a storm about to hit, and unfortunately globalists have created a blind spot that Europe doesn't seem to understand. Now to the dumb ass of the day.
Dumb ass of the day. This will definitely not sit well with many, but if you have a lick of common sense, then it makes perfect sense. The Teachers Union, the 1979 National Education Association, NEA, endorsement of Jimmy Carter, crucial for his primary, resulted in a controversial political quid pro quo, the creation of the Department of Education, DOD. This created a lasting, bureaucratic burden for local schools with few academic gains, fueled accusations of political pay-to-play, and damaged teacher unions' reputations when Ronald Reagan immediately sought to abolish the new agency. Ever since the teachers' union establishment, U.S. dropped in every category. Prior to 1979, U.S. led all categories, where the U.S. tops in mathematics, sciences and technology. Then the teachers' union brought the system to a crashing halt. Currently the U.S. stands as the 40th. Critics described the creation of the cabinet-level department as a bribe or political payoff for the NEA's first ever presidential endorsement in 1979. And ever since, the teachers' union has been in bed with liberalism. Hence total chaos where the unions are creating confusion and indoctrination. The biggest example of the failed system was the current student protest against ICE, taking the fundamental right and bastardizing it. Everyone has the right to protest, but on their own time, not on school time. Taxpayers and parents want the best for their children, but the unions sided with the criminal sector, which makes you wonder if students wanted to protest the opposite. Here is a Pandora's box perspective. What if students want to protest to end schools and teachings? So stop the process altogether. Teachers' unions are corrupt and are continuing to hurt the education system, which has allowed for the most destructive domino effect. The creation of the DOD resulted in increased administrative, red tape, and compliance burdens for states, with some critics arguing it contributed to a decline in U.S. educational competitiveness over the following decades. The unions are not looking for the betterment of the students but profiting from failure and again creating biased politics at the cost of the proper education. The best way to slay the beast is cut the head off and abolish the teachers' unions and defund the education system. The children are the future, and let's do what we can to assist, not corrupt.